Hi, everybody. Well, just last week I had one of my students ask me if I knew how to make a dream catcher, and I did not know how. So I looked up online and I saw that dream catchers are sometimes called fortune tellers, sometimes they're called cootie catchers, and I thought, well, with this being the week of St. Patrick's Day, that we would call ours a leprechaun catcher. And so I made up these sheets that have leprechaun or St. Patrick's Day themed images and messages written on them. But yours can say any kind of message that you want. What I'm going to do today is show you how to fold them. You start out with a square piece of paper. And like I said, I've drawn several images on here that have St. Patrick's Day themes. I've got a pot of gold, I've got a shamrock, I've got a rainbow, a leprechaun, and so on. And on the inside, I've got some truly terrible, terrible jokes. And if you want to learn how to make a leprechaun dream cootie catching fortune teller, well, follow along and I'll show you how to do it. The first thing you want to do is you want to take this sheet of paper or whatever piece of paper that you decide to make and color it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Well, now I've colored my dream catcher and I'm going to show you now how to fold it. Well, when you're folding your leprechaun catcher or your dream catcher or a cootie catcher or fortune teller, whatever you want to call it, the first thing you want to do is turn it over so that you cannot see the image. After you've done that, you take a corner, does not matter which corner you take, and bring it all the way over to the opposite corner. And you want to take it so that the very, very tip of this is resting exactly on the very tip of the opposite corner. When it's doing that, rest your finger right on it so that the fold is exact, and then come back and make a crease right here. Now when you open it up, there's a crease that goes all the way across the paper. I'm going to keep it turned over so that I can't see the image, and I'm going to do the same thing with the opposite corner. I folded it this way. Now I'm going to fold it exactly the opposite way, and I want to take the tip and make sure that the tip lands exactly on the tip of the opposite corner. Come back and crease it. Now I have a fold that goes this way and a fold that goes this way, and I know exactly where the center of my leprechaun catcher is. It's right where these two creases meet. After I've done that, I keep it pressed down flat so that I can't see the image, and I'm going to take one corner, any corner, it doesn't matter which, and I'm going to bring it all the way to the center, and when the tip of this corner is resting exactly on that crease right in the very middle, I'm going to come back and make a crease. I'm going to do the same thing on every corner. Now, it's okay if it doesn't go quite to the corner. If it doesn't quite reach, that's okay. But what you don't want is you don't want it to overlap at all. You don't want this piece of paper to cover up any part of this piece of paper. So I'm going to go here, and as long as this new fold that I'm making doesn't cover up that old fold, I'm okay. And like I said, I'm going to do that with every corner. Bring the tip right to the middle. Press it down flat. And right here, if I were to press it down, this corner is covering up a little bit of this piece right here. So I want to bring it back a little bit. And even though it doesn't quite reach the center, it's pretty close. Even though this piece right here with my leprechaun covers up this piece a little bit, so I'm going to bring it back just a little. And what I'm doing is I'm redoing my fold just a small smackerel so that none of them are overlapping at all. And after I've done this fold, I should be able to see my four numbers. I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. I should be able to see the L, U, C, and K for luck, and I should be able to see red, orange, blue, and green on this specific leprechaun catcher. Now, if you have different images that you've made, if you're making your own cootie catcher or dream catcher or fortune teller that doesn't have any of these images, well, it might be an entirely different set of pictures and colors and so on. But for the leprechaun catcher that I'm showing you guys, this is what it should look like. After you've done this, I'm going to turn it over so that I see the side that has the shamrock and all of the terrible, terrible jokes. It should still be a square, and I'm going to do the same exact thing that I did with my last 4 folds. I'm going to take any corner, doesn't matter which, I'm going to bring it to the center and then fold it. And the most important thing is that none of these folds or none of these pieces of paper cover up any other. So if they don't quite go to the center, that's not the end of the world, but you don't want them to overlap. When I bring the 4th corner up, you should be able to see the word luck, L-U-C-K, and you should be able to see all 4 colors. This is what it looks like right now. We're almost finished. There's only 2 more folds to do, and they're going to be very easy because the creases are kind of already there. I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it in half now like a little book. Fold it this way so that I can see the 3 and the 4. And I'm going to open it up and I'm going to fold it the other way. Now it folds easily in either direction, and that's what you want. In fact, when you've done that, your leprechaun catcher is all finished. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my fingers underneath the little flap where the numbers are. I'm putting it under the 1, I'm putting it under the 2, and I'm holding it. Over on this side, I'm putting it under the 3 and under the 4. When I do that, my leprechaun catcher is all set. All I have to do now is ask any friend that I choose to share my leprechaun catcher with to give me a number 1, 2, 3, 4. And depending on what they say, that's going to determine how many times I open it. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Once I leave it open, say 1 time or 3 or 4, whatever it is, I'm going to ask them to name a color. If they say green, for example, I'm going to open it up and I'm going to ask them, what's Irish and sits on your porch all summer long? And the answer is patio furniture. Well, I did warn you that they were terrible, terrible jokes. But don't blame me, I didn't make them up. Well, to be honest, I did make up one of the jokes. Maybe you can guess which one it is. And when you share it with your friend, maybe they'll laugh, maybe they'll groan and roll their eyes, but whatever they do, that's part of the fun. And I do hope that you have fun with your leprechaun catcher. I hope you had fun with this and whatever other St. Patrick's Day project that you worked on this week. I hope that you look forward to whatever project we do next. And until we do get together again, stay creative, stay safe, stay Cougar strong. We'll see you.